Hey, it's TC Josie, and in this video, I'll be showing you how to update an Airtable record via Jotform and a Zapier, excuse me, Zap. So you will first want to start here at Jotform. You're going to build your form out. So the way that I do it, I have my agents fill out a very short form that gives me the information that's not on the contract. So I basically receive their intake. They share their loop with me, and I get started on my internal intake form, which reviews the contract. That's where we do our compliance review and enter all of the information from the contract into my Airtable. And then we send out an agent intake form for the agent to fill out. This is information that I couldn't get from the contract. So I have a team here, and any of them could be, they usually partner up on these transactions. So any of them could be the primary agent. So I asked that. And then, like, where do the clients live? And were they referred to you? What utility disclosures should we be sending? Who's the primary contact for those people? So this is information that I couldn't get from the contract. So I want this information to be added to my existing record within Airtable, so that I have everything in one place. So once you fill out all of those questions you want on the agent intake form, you'll add a record ID field, and we'll mess with that in just a minute. But this is going to be super important because this is how we're going to find, basically link the Airtable record through Zapier to Jotform. So you'll add this here. And once this is added, we will go ahead and jump into the Airtable base. So here we'll need a few columns. The first one's going to be the record ID, and there is a formula for that. So this is a formula field, and this will be the record ID, record_ID, parenthesis and parenthesis. That'll pull in the record ID for each one. And you'll see it auto-populate there. Every single record gets its own. It's just in the background there. So it will pull in that unique record ID. The second one is your Jotform link. So you'll get that from the publish page here, and you'll just copy this link here, and that's what you'll put in the second column. We're going to put this in here as a formula though, because it doesn't just take a link like that. So we'll want to put the link, but put, I think they're quotation marks on both sides of the outsides. So wrap them in quotations. So once we've put that in, we're basically going to combine these two. So in this next formula field, we're going to say concatenate the agent intake Jotform, which is this field right here. Just copy and paste that. And then the rest of this formula here. And then we're going to put a question mark. And then this here is actually the unique ID for this field in Jotform. So we'll go over to Jotform. We'll go right back to the build. And if you click on this field, your record ID that we just created, and hit properties, then advanced, if you come down here to field details, you're going to copy this unique name and paste it here. Then you'll write the equals, quote, comma, record_ID, parenthesis and parenthesis, and then to close out with that parenthesis, to close the concatenate out. Once you save this, it will auto-populate that Jotform and the record ID. So now you've got a unique link for this specific form and this record. So next I went a step further, and I could easily just copy this and send it to my agent each time. But I've created a formula so that I can email that to them. I could even go as far as sending them a text message through email to text, but right now it's just set up to actually go to my personal email where we copy and paste the verbiage to send through Google Voice, because my VAs do use, my Google Voice within for texting. So that's how I set it up. So it's basically, I put the agent intake form template library, and these are 2 teams, whatever you want to do, however you want to do it. You can just create a Mailto formula if it's just one form you send to everyone. But if you are in different states doing different things, you can definitely create a library. So this is just a single select form. And when I choose one of them, that Mailto formula auto-populates here for me. And then this button lights up. So I'll kind of walk you through these as well. So this is the drop down to select which one that I would like to kind of choose. Oh, 1 second. All right, you almost lost me there. Sorry about that. Okay, so this right here is pulling, and it's part of my formula here. So I have the formula that's a Mailto formula, and it's saying if the agent intake form field, if this is equal to YHT, send this way. So it's basically, it looks like really, I set this up a little while ago. I don't know what the logic was behind having the 2 of them, but yeah, so this is what the formula looks like. It doesn't look like I have an if it's the other one, do something. Let me see. I don't think that's set up. I think I was just kind of playing with this maybe. So yeah, so there is nothing there. So this would be the Mailto formula with if you just had one option in this one. So yeah, feel free to pause and kind of take a look at how I set that up. And like I mentioned here, once I select this, so if I had nothing there, the if formula wouldn't be reading anything to auto-populate that. So I'm sure that there's an easier way to do this. I actually set this up when I was still really learning. I mean, I'm still learning. I feel like it's going to be forever, but I'm sure we could just do an if formula, like, let me see. We could say if this is not blank, populate this, which then I would just click this button. I'm not sure. I don't know how I'd use it, but yeah, that's how I set it up the first time. So when I click 𝗵𝗲𝗀𝗀𝗁 Home Team, I can hit this button and I'm going to get a Mailto. It's just going to pop up for me and it's going to have the text here. And I can copy that and paste it into Google Voice where I can then send that text message. And it basically just has that unique link in there. So once they click on that link, it'll take them to the form to fill out that form. So those are the different, oh, and this one here, it's just a button field. So I say with this button, if the agent intake form formula exists pretty much, if the formula is the formula, show is what this is saying. So if it wasn't, the formula wasn't there, nothing would happen. Because it's there, you can click that and it pops it up. So that could be an email that you send. You can kind of customize that however you'd like. But after you go ahead and put all of these columns in, of course you can hide them. They don't need to be visible all of the time. So I usually have them completely hidden because I really don't need anything but this and that in my view. So once you've set up those columns, now we'll want to go to Zapier and you will create a new Zap, and it's as easy as Airtable. Oh, I'm sorry, this is actually going to be Jotform. It's going to be a 3-step Zap. So when there's a new submission, and I might just jump into the one I've created, yeah. So the first thing is when it's, so you select Jotform. When there's a new submission, you're going to connect your form, your Jotform account, and then you're going to select the form that you would like to trigger this from, your agent intake form, and then you'll test the trigger. Once you test that, it should come out good. Then you'll come and add another one. The next one is going to be Airtable. So you'll link to the Airtable and you'll select Find Record. There are Create Record, Update Record, but you'll want to find the record first. And then once it finds it, we're able to update that record. So yeah, next we are going to set up the action. So my base, it's going to ask for my base, the table that I want to focus on or find the record from. And then I'm going to search by the record ID. That was that important thing that kind of links both of those. And then so it's asking, okay, where are we going to look for this in Airtable? And where are we going to find this value in Jotform? So this basically, by clicking that link, the agent's going to auto-populate. So we basically said that that unique record ID. Oh, and I just, okay. Agent form. Let's just leave that there. So I've said here that the record ID is what we have here. So that's how it's kind of reading that. So we're saying this should match this. That's how we're going to find the record. And then I limited to the view, basically my virtual whiteboard table. That's my big transactions table. And then that's it. You'll go all the way down. This is basically, these are all of your fields, and it's basically saying like, hey, do you want to search from any one of these fields? But we only want to search from that one record ID. We don't need to do any of these. And then I just put here, just in case the agent somehow gets done with this before we get done with intake, I just put to create a new record, an Airtable record if it doesn't exist yet. And then we test this one out. Once we test that out, we're going to hit this plus button to add one more. This is where we're going to update that record. We will select here the Airtable base or the Airtable account, and then we're going to update a record this time. You'll choose the account. And then the base, the table again, and then we're going to put that record ID in there for Airtable. And now this is where we can start updating these fields. So I've gone down here. If you do a control find and you have your form on one end or on one side of the screen, and this on the other, you can easily just start from the bottom and kind of work your way down. So I have basically just said, okay, this field in Airtable is equal to my primary contact name field in, oh, I'm sorry, that's a phone number, phone in the Jotform. So you're just mapping out what field goes to what at this point. So you'll go here in the search and just start typing in your field. Now you'll go through and do that for every one that you do have. So I'm going to put here primary, I'm going to put, oh wait, preferred form of contact, of communication. So we're just going to map those fields out. And then this is going to be, oh shoot, submission. I guess I don't have that field. I thought I did, maybe not. Either way, you'll map those out, and then when you do this final test at the end, you should be good to go. Go ahead and test that out for yourself, of course. Once you put it through, you can go back to your Airtable base and just click on this link. It'll open up to that form and you can get started on just putting a test one in. So I would definitely like create a new record here and then click and fill that out, just so that you're not messing with any of your current records, of course. But yeah, that is how you create a Zap to link a new form and update an Airtable record. So the last piece that I actually didn't touch on is hiding this record ID field in your Jotform. So it's super easy to do. When you go into Jotform, you'll be able to just right click. You'll see mine is already hidden, but you'll either right click, actually you can go right here, it's probably easier. And then you'll want to go to options. Oh, maybe not options. Yes, okay, so advanced, and then you will hide the field, put that on. And then when your agent opens this up, it's something that happens in the background. They won't see this weird field. The only reason I have this here is for to auto send an email to myself, which this account is set up on a different email than the one for my TC business, which is why I did this. So yeah, you can hide these fields and make sure that it doesn't show through for your agent. So I hope that this was super helpful. Be sure to join us at Airtable for TCs on Facebook. We share a bunch. We like to kind of collaborate and think through our bases. Airtable is really amazing. You can go so far with it. So it's great to have a community that you can always go to. We will be here for you. We will be rolling out some setup bases and setup plans and different things. So if you'd like more information on that, you can jump to www.tcoptimize.com/Airtable. We also do a monthly mastermind if you'd like to join. So join us at Airtable, or I'm sorry, at Airtable for TCs, and www.tcoptimize.com/Airtable for more information on that. And we look forward to seeing you around.